makes it a little bit brighter. You can see me a little bit better. I don't know. Okay. No hoot. No, 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 no. All right, just going to give it a minute for everyone to join. And if those that are on Facebook don't decide to come, right, they're missing out, right? So they're missing out. Welcome, Candace. I'm just giving it a minute for everyone if they do decide that they want to switch. Actually, let me send it to y'all that would be interested in tuning into this. Please let me know. Or not, don't please, I mean, you can let me know, but please send them the link to this transmission. Thank you. I've got all my blues on today. And the filter is just simply to lighten it up a little bit. It just gives it a little bit of lightness. Thank you. So I'm not sure if people will come over because a lot of times people say it's too inconvenient to switch, right? It takes an extra click and people don't want to be inconvenienced. I might switch this actually because of the way the wind's blowing. I might actually switch this so that my hair's not like always going in my face the whole time. We'll see. We'll see. So, well, welcome, Candace. So happy to have you here. I know that there will be those watching on the replay, and if you are tuning in and I can't see you, and you would like to let me know, please let me know in the comments. I know some people that tune in, if you don't have a YouTube account, I don't think you can comment. I don't know. So if that's the case, welcome. And I'm so grateful to have you here joining us. So today what I was just speaking about on Facebook was acknowledging just how wonderful I feel. And you guys know, those of you guys know that have been with me for a little while now, I've gone through the challenge of ascension, and I've gone through the challenge of the purge, and I've gone through all of that. And that's the beauty and that's the gift of this path, is that if you commit to this, even when it feels like it's tough and it feels like it's not working, and when you feel like because it feels tough that there's nothing happening for your highest good, it's actually so the opposite. There's so much happening for your highest good that the gift comes in the return to your purest, highest state when all the density has been cleared and cleansed. And what has to happen is it's not just that it's cleared and cleansed. When you choose to no longer perceive yourself and others through a lens that is dense, a dense lens is a lens that is controlling or wanting others to meet you where you are, expecting someone that just because they're reaching out to you, that must mean they're aligned. That's not the case. If someone is reaching out to you, that's just energy that's in your field. And if energy in your field is due to the fact that it's moving through you because it's being purified, then that energy was never meant to interact with you. You were never meant to accept it in to begin with. And I'm talking about in regards to another person. You were never meant to invite that energy in. You were just meant to acknowledge that energy, that it was wanting your attention, and this energy is wanting you to focus on it. Of course it is. It's the energy of you that you've already moved through. So, the post that I made in our WhatsApp space was talking about this morning. The magic that's happening in the now moment, you can deny all you want that it's happening, but when you're on this path, when you're doing this, I know 555, when you're doing this, especially in my soul pod, I know what is happening because I've already gone through it, and I'm at where I'm at now, so I do know what is possible through experience. And it takes consistent commitment to honoring that you are exactly where you need to be, and you're moving through exactly what you're meant to move through. Now, sometimes you could be exactly where you're meant to be, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're on your highest timeline. You're always where you choose to be. So when you're focused on your reality, and you're so caught up in other people, and you're so caught up in the busyness of the 3D, you're so caught up in what I call show and tell, then you're not in the now, and you're not shifting your inner world, which means you're not shifting your outer world. You are operating from a place of past, or through the past you're attempting to project the future, but you're not in the now. And you're always healing when you're in the now. You're never not healing when you're in the now. So what I have consistently told those in my soul pod is this commitment. Not everyone is going to want to fulfill it to the highest of the high. Not everyone is going to be able to, simply because they're not going to choose to. What I offer is what I've realized, and I don't know if anyone is still here for my soul pod because I can't. It's showing me that no one's here. I have recreated the energetic exchange for my soul pod. That way, you come into the soul pod and you exchange from two different places. You exchange. Sorry, my hair is crazy because the wind. You exchange from a place of either just coming in to receive what you can so that you can just go back to the 3D and do what you do, which means your destiny is going to be, oh, hey, okay, good, Candace, thank you. It doesn't, again, like I said, it doesn't show me, so thank you. But so you can come and you can take what you feel is necessary and needed for you, but you won't be as present, and that's okay. What my desire for this space to be is there, and it's really, really going to fulfill itself to the height for those who are present, for those who are committed in the now. But it doesn't mean that if you're coming and just receiving when you can, that you're not receiving the highest that is available for you, because you are always. It's always there for your highest good. So what I've done is I released every one of you in my soul pod from my field, which means those who are committed to aligning to the now moment and releasing every single aspect of energy, meaning you don't choose to receive that person that is not aligned for you. You don't choose to perceive those that you're connected to in family or soul friends, soul family. You don't see them through a lens of identity. You just see them as soul family, soul friends. And if they're soul family, if they're soul friends, then they're on the same journey you are. Those that are still providing you with triggers from a state of fear and challenge, those are the ones that are not aligned for you. So now the reason why I end up triggering people that come on my path is because if you're triggered, you recognize that where you are in that moment is operating from a state of ego. That's okay. You need to recognize that so that you can move forward. And when you feel that trigger, when you feel that challenge, that's when you say, okay, where can I shift from ego to acceptance and surrender, which is you accept that you're operating from ego and you honor that, like, okay, cool, that's where I'm at. Now I know where I need to go. Because that's what makes the 3D so seductive, because of the unconscious behaviors, is that you get to just go and do and be and interact with whoever you want to. And yeah, you suffer greatly, but you're so unconscious to your own suffering. You're so numb. You're not used to feeling anything. And you think you've been feeling until you realize that what you've been feeling, you've been identifying through a lens of limitation. So this whole process, I'm just going to sit here and hold this and keep my phone charging until we move into the transmission, the other second part. So when you're in the now, you're showing up, you're committing your energy to such a space. That's why moving into the new earth, moving into the realm of 5D, moving into the light body of 4D, This is why we're meant to be in our soul pods right now. This is why. Prior, you would move from soul pod to soul pod until you found the one you were meant to be shifting with, and then once you found that soul pod, that's where you shift with. So if you're in a soul pod and that soul pod is shifting into new earth, but you're still choosing to take in energy or to experience the 3D busyness, you're not going to notice a lot of the same things simply because your energy does not have the capacity to meet you. Your energy can only meet you where you are. So if you're still operating from a past timeline, a past fulfillment, a past identity, you're still operating in a past energy, which is a stagnant energy. Welcome, Leah. And so because of this, everything's happening right now. It's not happening in the 3D busyness. It's happening within yourself. That's how you create heaven on earth. And if, I've gone back and forth on this, but just like I stated about our soul pod now, there are going to be 2 avenues of access to the soul pod. I mean, everyone's going to be a part of it. This is only what I mean is energetically access. So I released everyone from my field. So everyone is responsible for their energy. You're responsible for every aspect of your path, because I was kind of upholding and babysitting those that are not choosing to be in the now. And that's not my responsibility, because you are committed here because you have chosen to commit yourself to being in the now. That was the agreement. So if you're not upholding the now, then you have to fulfill your destiny and wherever it's taking you. If it's not taking you through the now, through flow, through instantaneous healing in the now, and into the 4D. And that's okay, because you're still here, right? You're still here. Energetically, I've got it set up to where those, it's not really I've got it set up, it's just the way the energy is. Those that are committed in the now, and those that are consistently going inwardly throughout the day, all day. And I know for you guys that have just started, pretty much, you guys are going to get to a point to where you're going to have this choice. Maybe it's already upon you. Is the seduction and allure of the 3D busyness and the 3D attention, is that worth more to you than your sovereign ascension into your higher self? Because that's what the 4D, 5D is. The energy and the attention that comes from the 3D world does not exist in the 4D, 5D. We don't serve others from being busy in the 5D. We don't serve from a place of interacting with them in that way. We all meet together inwardly, energetically, and we move together in a state of higher being. And we heal instantly that way. So what I've done is I've released everyone so that those that are aligned with the one timeline will meet me there automatically, and it will be heightened for you. Those that are on their way to that, you will feel the pull and the nudge just like you always have. But this way, if you're not, like I said, if you're not choosing to uphold your sovereign free will choice from a place of what is fully aligned to where I am, it's, I'm not going to end up babysitting your energy, basically. So, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I love you guys and I don't mind that at all. But at the same time, it's not allowing you to fulfill your destiny, quite honestly. So this is all about, we do it together. And if we're not doing it, if we're not in it fully together, then you still have an opportunity to be in the fulfillment of your destiny, and you can still come and take what is here for you, and apply it as you will. But just keep in mind that that's operating from past. So energy of past is always going to come up. And it's interesting because the mind will say, well, I'm doing all the things and I've released all the energy. But if you're not operating from the now, meaning if you're not focused here inwardly right now, consistently applying what is going to take you into the next experience of your energy at a higher frequency, then you're operating in the past, and you're trying to project or manifest a future that is going to get you out of that situation that where you're feeling resistance, but you can't, it doesn't work that way. Everything happens right now. So if, again, the last time I'm going to say this, because you're going to have to make your choice one way or the other. Of course, you're still here. You're still welcome in the soul pod. But it's either going to be, your choice is going to be fulfilling your destiny of 3D or fulfilling your destiny of 4D. And I recognized where I was wanting to save others, still from trying to save them from going back down into that, because I feel the struggle that's going on. But because if you're constantly caught up in the energy of others, you're so caught up in everyone else's energy all the time and all the energy that's coming at you, that you don't know what's happening inwardly until it's like too late, really, until it smacks you in the face and puts you on your ass. Until you realize that you still don't feel healthy, and you still don't feel happy, and you still don't feel fulfilled, or you're still struggling in some sense. But on your highest timeline of the 3D, a lot of those things will fall into place. Not all of them. It's still not going to be a full sense of fulfillment or alignment. It might at the beginning, especially when you start having like more money or more attention, or more synergy coming in. It might feel that way because that's part of the allure and the seduction. But then eventually that's going to fall off, and you're going to realize that energy can't sustain you, because it's not an energy of sustainment. It's an energy of deduction. It's an energy of siphon. So it's taking your energy, and by the time you realize how much energy it's taking, you're on your ass. So, but there are some time, in order for a timeline to close out, you cannot be interacting with any energy on that timeline. Because it's all happening right now. So if right now you're choosing to interact with that energy, you're not allowing that energy to be purified and come back to you and meet you at a higher you. So as we move into this, I want to leave that, because that's one of the biggest things that's been coming through for me energetically. It's for not just the soul pod, it's for the majority of the collective. It's always so interesting where people identify words that are connected with where they think they are, but those words do not hold the meaning that they think they do in energy. And so they think they're in a good space. They think, but that's not simple. That's not it. So, if you're reaching for the one timeline of the heart, you have to release all timelines. You have to. And this happens by releasing identities of self. That's the biggest thing right now with what's just happened energetically with these shifts, what's happening on a planetary scale energetically. That's what's being asked of us. And so if we are choosing this new earth, this new realm, that is what is being asked, because energetically we cannot experience what's on the other side of it if we're not willing to let go of the energy that is being asked to be, released and purified. It's asking to move, and it can't move when it's stagnant. And it's stagnant if it's being recreated from, and it's already been experienced. So leaving that with you guys. And, where I'm at is just, like I said, I have no pain anymore. And this is, as I say this, I know that it's a finalization, like that's true. It's not just for right now. I mean, because right now is all nows. So the pain that was echoing through space and time was coming from aspects of identities that were coming back and meeting me. That's ascension symptoms. And ascension symptoms come when that energy is able to come back in and you're able to reclaim it. If you're still operating if you're always receiving other people's energy, like consistently, always exchanging energy, and you don't take a break from receiving other people's energy, like even in these transmissions, I'm not receiving anyone's energy. I'm offering a space and people step in and receive. So that's why I do this in this way. Of course, the more intimate sessions, the more intimate transmissions, there are some aspects where I am exchanging because that's what's requested of me. But I'm never those that I speak with personally one-on-one, I choose when I want to receive that energy, because if that energy is not aligned for me, it's going to be a minute before I choose to receive it. And there are some that I will just absolutely not choose to receive at all, because it's not necessary. I don't need that energy. Um, and even some, maybe some that are aligned, it doesn't mean that that was meant to, they might be aligned to me energetically, but that doesn't mean that they were meant, me and that soul were not meant to form an a more in-depth connection. I can just recognize that that soul is a beautiful soul and they're aligned, and I'm grateful that they are providing what they're providing, but it doesn't mean that I have to interact with that energy, because on a higher consciousness scale, I'm interacting with everyone's energy, and I don't need everyone else's energy to come at me, because those that are meant to come to me will come to me. And again, because I know, Candace, one thing I was talking to you about in WhatsApp is this path. It's not about receiving everyone. It's not about, you don't want everyone's attention. You just don't want it. The having attention all the time from others is a very big aspect of the 3D matrix, because that's how we kind of determined if we were doing something worthwhile, or if we were desirable, or if we were worth being acknowledged in any way, right? We had the attention of others. When you're on this path and you're consistently connecting with yourself in the heart, as you guys are doing, you start to realize that you don't need that. You just don't, you don't even want it, honestly. And anything that is going to, that's actually why, I talked about, you guys, the books, the series of books that I was writing, the Exponential Soul, the Human Experience. That was the first one that was going to be published. I didn't publish it simply because it was fantastical reading, but it was never meant to be a part of my path in 4D. So, if I would have put that out there, I would have been too focused on all the energy from others that were receiving that, instead of right here. And this is my legacy. This is where I'm meant to be. So that's why you're meant to pick and choose. That sometimes it's just getting your expression out there that is the most healing part. It doesn't necessarily mean it needs to go further than that. And in terms of a connection with others one-on-one, if you feel someone coming at you, especially a masculine energy right now, they're just wanting your attention. And likewise, if you're just wanting their attention, even if you have boundaries in place, they don't know how to, they don't have a concept of respecting boundaries for the energies that are coming to you. So even if you have boundaries in place, if you let them in, they have they can overstep those boundaries all the time, especially if there is no agreement for them to receive anything from you. Like, you're not serving them in any way. You're not doing a healing session or a tarot card reading or anything. You're just talking to them in a conversation, which means they only to uphold is that if you give them permission to talk to you, they get to talk. They get to have access to your energy. A comment, a picture, a hello, you're agreeing to receive their energy, and they have full access to yours. So releasing the need for niceties or basic level communication, as we've talked about, that's attention-based communication, is a very powerful thing to do. So it takes, it's also going to assist you in releasing yourself from the need to feel like you have to talk to someone just because they reach out to you, because you don't. You can completely ignore that person. There's nothing wrong with that. So I have addressed everything that is here, and now I'm going to start to step into the living transmission of light from the state of offering. So if anyone would like to take a bathroom break really quickly, please do so. And I would love, if you're able to stay awake for the totality of this, that would be fantastic, because your ability to follow the guidance is even more powerful when you are consciously aware. And if you set your intention to do so, then you should be able to work towards that. But if you do end up going unconscious, please come back and watch this as many times as is necessary until you can stay awake, because you will notice the power in moving in that journey in a conscious state in your light body, because it is extremely powerful. And it will give you an opportunity to really experience it from a new place. So because you get to travel, you get to teleport. So where we go instantly. All right, you guys. So unplugging my phone. There we go. And in today's transmission, as stated, of course, I couldn't put the whole description in the intro part, but we're going to be, I'm already feeling my throat chakra open up. We're going to be working with our cosmic brethren in integrating the physical body restoration and reparation. And this is really, really assisting you in, it's what's actually already in motion, but you can connect to it and recognize it. And when we call in these energies, it gives us an opportunity to recognize what is actually taking place within us on a cellular level, and how we can heighten that and reinforce that. It's just like if you see yourself moving through these stages of purging, like many have been doing over the last few days. If you automatically look at that from a state of I'm sick, then you're reinforcing how your cells respond to your words. So instead of recognizing it as a purge, you say, oh, I'm sick. So you're just reinforcing an imprint of experience that is attempting to be no more. And in this process, when we call in our cosmic brethren who are already here, they're already here connected within me, just like they are connected within each of you. Once you connect and make that attunement and solidify it, you will have that assistance and that connection automatically, which is why we do this. Because healing happens instantaneously. It's already here. So if you're still moving through discomfort and distortion in your body, it's because depending on where you're focused energetically, again, if you're still tapping into past and trying to manifest projected future, you're not going to know that what that is, because you're not in the now. But if you're in the now and you're focusing yourself in the now, each and every, because all you have is now. Even as I say, each and every moment, it's right now. Then you will recognize every single moment, everything that's happening. But if you don't have an opportunity to have your awareness there because you're not choosing to do that, then you're not witnessing what's actually taking place. Because what's moving through the discomfort is you've got a lot of density that's held in the cells. And the cells are restructuring the dynamic exchange of energy, the way that your cells speak to each other. It is shifting, it's changing. And in order to uphold that, you must choose to consistently and consciously be speaking in a way, thinking in a way, and acting in a way that upholds that process. If not, you're just accessing yourself from a space that only knows those old identities. So I would like for you now to go ahead and take a few deep breaths. And just go at your own pace. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And I want you to just start relaxing into your body. And I want you to get comfortable, but I don't want you to be planning. If you're planning to sleep through this, I would really, really like for you to shift it from being just nap time to a point of experience where you can be consciously able to experience this, because it will shift everything. And by the way, everything that comes to the surface after this session is part of the process. There is going to be all types of energy that has been contained within the cells that come to the surface and you're going to purge depending on how much you chose to release, depending on how much and how continuously you are in an energy that supports that, depends on how much comes to the surface, depends on how much can come to the surface. And if you feel emotions, remember, emotions are just energy in motion. They are only identified through your belief. So crying does not mean you're sad. It just means you're experiencing a intensified state of energy movement, and that is the way that your body responds to it. It does not mean that you're sad. If you look at crying as being sad or sorrowful every time, then you feel really, really down every time you feel like crying. You feel like, oh, something's wrong, because that's how you've identified it. Anger and aggression are a sign that you have been suppressing or denying energy. And again, that's a representation. It's an identity of energy, but it lets you know that that's what's been taking place. And then when you start to open yourself up and you start to allow the energy to move more, then you don't experience agitation, anger, or aggression, because you are constantly in flow, and flow does not offer an opportunity for any energy to be stuck, stagnant, or crystallized and broken off. That's how energy backs up as well. Is when it gets crystallized, it breaks off and it blocks the flow. Everything is here for you now. And I'm going to do this one it's going to be very similar to the one that I did, that I think we all agreed was like the most powerful one that we had experienced. No singing bowls, just purely present. I'm going to bring those back in though, don't worry. And I want you to get an intention. What is your intention in this transmission? Because whatever the intention is, that aspect of you is already experiencing that. You're going to meet yourself there. So set your intention in your heart. And I want you to see that intention. When your mind's eye, just recognize it. It doesn't look a certain way. It's just, if you could recognize your intention as words, as you're thinking your intention, you're recognizing it. So as you're thinking your intention and as you're recognizing it, I want you to just experience it from a place of also recognizing that each time you breathe in, that intention expands energetically. Each time you breathe out, any energy that was restricting the expansion of that intention is moving out of the way. Just open yourself up to allowing this intention to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you're like me, I can actually, as I open my arms up, I can actually feel the weights of my own energy pushing against me. And it goes infinitely out. It goes way further out. But I can feel it growing. And you're welcome to hold your arms out to the side like that. Now, we are going to connect to the intention. We are going to be calling in and integrating from a state of ascension grid point. And so the ascension grid is going to meet the intention, and then the higher consciousness flow of energy is going to meet the intention, and they're going to meet and marry. And then and this always happens, by the way, but just guiding you guys and giving you a bit of more of a visual and greater sense of clarity of what's taking place. Then your higher self is going to integrate, and as your higher self, you are going to experience from the place of your intention. And you will have that experience in every now moment, because every now moment is always right now. So I would like to call up from the central sun of Terra, the crystalline grid ascension grid point, and everyone is accessing a grid. Each of you are all on a grid, and you are connected to an individual grid, which is your individual blueprint. It is your individual reality. And then you have a collective grid. What is coming forth when I call this up is the one unified grid of ascension. It is the one ascending timeline. It is the one point of ascension. So everything energetically is right there. You don't have any separate timelines or any other points of experiences or no identities, nothing. One timeline. When I call it up, I do this because although it's very present for me right now, there are those that are still calling energy in to create that. So I would like for you to just become aware through feeling, sensation, imagery, whatever, however you connect through your senses the most. And you know how to feel. You know how to feel. You feel energy all the time. Allowing yourself to feel in a way that is a little bit different, that's how you start to heighten it. It's not having an expectation. So I call up from the central sun of Terra, from the central heart, the crystalline heart, the ascension grid, the one ascending timeline, the four-dimensional aspect of this ascension grid. And I call it up. It is penetrating the Earth Star Chakra, which is a few meters below your feet. The energy is coming up through the base of your feet. It comes up through your legs, your thighs, your hips. It penetrates your root. It penetrates your sacral, penetrating the solar plexus, penetrating the heart, anchoring in the heart, meeting your intention. Just take a few deep breaths in and just feel the energy flowing. Inasho kuyana, igara shokoyana, inastia kondoshaya, ingia komando kuyasi. Giaru and ash akiano. Diash Oriano. And I'm going to call down now from the main frame of universal consciousness in this universe. I'm going to call down the main frame through the universal star chakra, penetrating the universal star chakra, coming down and penetrating through the soul star chakra, coming down and penetrating through the crown, coming down and penetrating through the third eye, coming down and penetrating through the throat, coming down and penetrating the heart, anchoring in the heart and meeting the intention. Now there is one stream, one flow of energy anchored into your one ascending grid point that provides you with an interaction, intersection, and experience of your intention in the now moment. And everything that flows through meets your intention and flows through and is providing you with whatever is necessary and needed through this intention and more. Ikiakumakuru shkiandarakia. Inaru shumuyanda darishkania. And I would like for you to repeat after me. We're going to say a few things a little bit. There's going to be slight change today. But we're going to start with what we know. I am the higher self. I am the light divine. I am love. I am sovereign free will. I am fixed design. And then say something a little bit differently. I am the monad. I am the light divine. I am love. I am sovereign free will. I am fixed design. And again, a slightly different one. I am the universal monad. I am the light divine. I am love. I am sovereign free will. I am fixed design. Lots of energy picking up in the crown because what I have done is I have brought an energetic cord in and I called it in and connected it from your universal monad to your higher self. So this would be your oversoul and your universal oversoul. So you have a unique oversoul in cosmic universal, and the monad the monad that first was brought in before the universal, is also a connection to your cosmic monadic. So give yourself a moment energetically to just acclimate to this chord. And it's already done, but I want you to just take a moment to experience it. I know I feel a lot of energy through here because that's the crown. That's the crown. It's coming down through that chord. That's the crown of consciousness. That's the crown of higher states of being. And just opening up the heart, expanding the energy field. Ikiakuma korushkia sianuma inasia koroshkia. And just breathe into the body. Breathe into the mind, relaxing the mind, relaxing the body, and allowing the mind, allowing the ego to feed from the energy of these higher states of receptivity. Recognizing that everything you need, everything that is necessary for you on this journey is accessible through this channel. Umokias arosha anasi. And each time we connect, we attune to it more and more. This is allowing you to receive more and more. You have to attune your vessel to the receivership. That's why we do this. It's not that you can't connect to it. You can. But your ability to receive an experience from that point of receivership comes from vibration. Everything is vibration. Everything is energy. Either you're accessing from energy that is matter-based or light-based. And when you access yourself and you allow the cells to integrate from a state of light, then you are able to travel higher in that channel energetically. And I want to make note as I feel all energy coming into harmonic resonance that the cells of the body are already beginning to drink from the light, providing the intrinsic coding of the cellular structure with a state of balance, bringing these intrinsic codes back into balance and harmony, and releasing any codes that are imprinted with trauma, that are imprinted with any form of malicious or malignant energy, whether it was gained through your soul imprints in past lifetimes or whether it has been fed in through that soul imprint in this lifetime. It always happens right now, and it always enters through that imprint of the soul. Shadakuria moyatia kunumakuri siashia. Noro shikiana inasa undoro kiasia. Sharakana umoya. Iash kurosh. So just feel yourself now in full connection, in full resonance with your body of light. And as you call upon your Merkaba, which I would really like to just shift it into the body of light, Merkaba is restricted. Your body of light, your light body, it's going to be whatever it comes, however it comes for you. It's not restricted to a specific geometric design, although it is geometric in vibration. So allow your light body to present itself to you. See what color it is, see how it feels, see which ray you are most drawn to. Inasu kuyado. And as you do this, we are going to travel through the body of light, which means you teleport. Once you become aware of where you are, all you need to do is follow my words. And when I say we are going to follow through or move through the threshold, all you have to do is just say, that's where I'm at in your mind. And that's where you are. Everything happens instantly. There is no distance. The only place that distance appears for anyone is through the mind. So when you're operating from the heart, it doesn't take you any time at all. You're there. Welcome, Becca. So I would like for you to go ahead as we go to convene with our cosmic brethren. We are going to go into the caverns in the central sun of Terra. Now, a cavern is like a cave, except this cavern is infinite. It is so large, you cannot see the end of one end or the other. But in the middle part of the cavern, there is a gathering space, and it's quite. I don't want to. I want to leave the width and the size of it to you. It's going to look different for everyone. So when we enter this space, just recognize that it's an open space, and it's part of the interdimensional gateway of the heart. So we are moving, we are starting in the heart, and you will recognize that when we enter, you might start to feel other aspects of the self higher that are opening up. And this is because we are allowing this energy from the heart to flow with such acceptance, with such love, because that's all that exists there. So just keep that in heart. So, and though when as I speak through this, if you recognize, I don't keep it in a certain, oh, we must be in a meditative state. Because when you are in this state, you are. It is the mind that feels like it needs to be guided a certain way. Energetically, you're already there. So allow yourself to recognize that you are in the state of higher self. You are in that body of light. Just feel the expansiveness, feel the joy, feel the energy, whatever the energy is for you. The energy for me is always so peaceful, so loving. I feel everything from a state of joy. That's how I choose to feel the energy. That's also how I know I'm operating from the heart, is there is no resistance. If you feel resistance, it's because you are still identifying something in some way that is preventing you from moving through the energy in such a way. Let yourself just flow. Release the resistance, release the need to identify, and just let the energy flow through you and let it speak to you. Whatever words come to your mind, that's what you're experiencing. Whatever you feel, obviously, that's what you're experiencing. Okay. Opening up the gateway to the central sun of Terra. Opening up the gateway from the heart, and I want you to just become aware that there is a gateway, an entry point, a portal point. Anaso I ashatu makiaru. And I would like for you to take everything and anything that is weighing you down energetically, like we normally do, place it in a briefcase, a suitcase, a package, whatever. We're going to leave it right here. It can go no further. Leave an identity of yourself. Leave many identities of yourself. Leave beliefs. Leave energy that you just no longer desire. And this could even be energy that you feel is nourishing you right now, but it's nourishing you from a state of ego and mental fulfillment, not from a state of heart. So anything that when I ask, are you willing to let go of everything? The belief, the identities, anything that comes up that you feel is you're holding so tightly to that you feel like you can't let it go because you must do it, you must fulfill it, it has to be, it's already in motion. It's just energy. If you're holding too tightly to it, you're actually preventing it from being in motion. So I would like for you to put that into your suitcase, to leave it here at the door before we pass through the threshold. Maybe it's a discomfort in the physical body. Maybe it's a sickness. Just know that these imprints of bacteria, fungal infections, bacterial infections, viral infections, they are all being released from the cellular structure. Those imprints cannot operate from within a state of the now and the state of flow because they have no place of identity, because they have no timeline to connect to. So allow yourself to recognize that all is free. And if you feel like you need to place something like that in the briefcase, please do so to assist you. We are releasing all imprints of infection. We are releasing all imprints of disease. We are releasing all imprints of pain. We are releasing all imprints of sickness, limitation, and lack. Once these are released, the only way to access them is through a choice of a timeline that is not the one timeline. Okay, place your suitcases there at the door. And let's walk through. And we are there. Narasha Kuyana Ina Soro Shara. It is so expansive. It is so open in this space, and it is so welcoming every single time. This is the central sun of Terra, where all that convene with us are coming here from interdimensional planes through the central sun, which is only accessible to those of the highest vibration of love and light. The central sun is just central sun of Terra, just like the central sun of this universe, just like our central sun is a crystalline heart. The crystalline heart is only accessible to those who are offering from a place of highest good always. So allow yourself again to just see what all is here for you in this space. We have the Palladians joining us for the restoration and reparation. We have the Lyrians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Lemurians. There are many, many, many aspects of cosmic brethren that are here. Aquamarian, Aquafarian, Woodland Realm, Elven, dragons, of course, Avalonian. Murians are from planet Muir, which are connection to, we have them connecting to the Waterkin here, the Aquafarian, Aquamarian. The planet of Muir is also a planet of a dragonkin, Emerald Golden Dragon. So we have many, many, many ascended master teachers that are convening with us in this space for this purpose. We have Merlin again that is joining. Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Thoth, Hermes, Ra, Artemis, Buddha. We have many that are here. They're here energetically, just as you are here energetically through your body of light. And as you are present here in this space through your body of light, the organic material that is still present is undergoing ascension. So everything that transpires in this space is being simultaneously integrated into the organic. And as previously done, I would like for you guys to take your hands and hold them up to mine. Just hold them up just like this. I'm going to give you a visual connection point. And in this exchange of energy, from where I am anchored on the one ascending timeline where all energy is reclaimed, I am going to offer this exchange and allow you to send anything to me that is causing you stress, that is causing you worry. Now, obviously, you choose to be in that state. There is nothing else that causes that or creates that but you. But if you are having a hard time releasing yourself from that state, just place your hands up like this, connecting to mine, knowing that we are connected energetically. And I'm going to assist and breaking those energetic entanglements through the state of love, just pure love, joy, flow, acceptance, surrender. And as you are connecting with me, I want you to also recognize that any imprints, any physical cellular imprints that are causing disharmony in your body, I call them to the surface now. I call this energy to the hands. We call this energy to the hands. And I receive this energy for the purpose of transmutation. And I call upon Merlin to join with me energetically, as well as the Palladians to join with me energetically. Eshia Komando Shatiyasu Nada Shara Ikiaru. Thank you so much. So grateful. We are so grateful. We take these lower density vibrations and we transmute them in the name of love. We take these lower density vibrations and we transmute them within the light force energy. We transmute them through the heart, alchemizing them And as we are doing this, we are returning them to you in a lighter state. Rashikiano makuriyasa. Narakji asharo omuyana. Asi asha asiara. Inasa kara. Thank you for allowing us an opportunity to work with you in this transmutation. Thank you for allowing us an opportunity to show you the power that is present in love. Narakoya Isha Ina. Shadow. Calling in ultraviolet angelic fire to encircle the space, to cleanse and clear all energy that remains of lower vibrational density. But the energy that is coming through, that is being sent to you, is your energy, and it is your energy in a state of love. It is your energy in a state of acceptance and surrender, and in a state of joy. We send it to you now, and we are so grateful. We are so grateful to have had this opportunity. Now do you feel the opening of the heart and how the energy just flows through? How it just flows through. Feel that connection. Feel the flow. Feel how good it feels. Now, bring your awareness back to the cavern. You can exist in both places simultaneously because you do. You are one. And your body of light is also present. It is always present through your central channel. And I would like for you to, in your body of light, just move around the cavern. And I'm going to invoke the physical body restoration and reparations as the higher self, as the body of light, connecting in through the central nervous system. Thank you. And calling in all downloads, all uploads from the mainframe of the central sun, and all downloads from the mainframe of higher self and universal consciousness. You can feel those connecting into your central nervous system while you are simultaneously present in the cavern. And as this energy is feeding into your central nervous system, it is rewiring you from the inside out. And I would like for you to see which ascended masters in this cavern you are most drawn to. For those are the ones you're going to be working with in this transmission. Maybe there are those that appear to you that I did not mention. There are many here. There are many here from other cosmic stellar races, other planets of our universal solar system, and in other galaxies and other solar systems within this universe. Ashokoyana inamoya siatush asiakua. Norushasia daratnomoya koyari asadu. Ashoyani asatara kia amuya. Allow yourself to connect with the Ascended Master, and I would like for you to see what you are meant to receive from this Ascended Master. What message they have for you, what are they saying to you? And if it is easier for you, you may hold your hands up like you just did with me, and just know that you are connecting with them through all bodies, through all space and time. Allow yourself to connect and receive. Feel how your entire vessel just lights up. The energy is flowing. I can feel everyone's vibrating. I would like to call upon and invoke the Magi Grail thread of lights, calling this Magi Grail thread up, beginning in the heart, weaving the Magi Grail as you guys are receiving from the Ascended Masters, weaving the Magi Grail thread, and I'm going to thread it through the Earth Star Chakra, thread it through the root, through the sacral, through the solar plexus, through the heart, and take it to the left side masculine heart, or right side masculine heart, apologize, right side masculine heart, left side, weaving the golden thread, the cross, and then bringing it up through the throat, up through the third eye, up through the crown, up through the soul star chakra, up through the universal star chakra, and bringing it back down. Unifying all chakras, unifying all hemispheres, unifying all energies, masculine and feminine, calling them into oneness, calling them into unification, calling them into balance and harmony. Darakoni ashori amuya karaktosh anasi. Just allow yourself to feel the resonance. Feel yourself harmonizing. Feel the energy. Feel those connection points and feel your energy opening up. Everything is opening up from root to, or actually from crown, Earth Star, so much energy. Earth Star to Universal Star. I feel so light. And once you have received everything from the Ascended Master, I would like for you to just take a moment, give your gratitude, give your love. And we are going to receive from the mainframe of the Central Sun of Terra. This is connected directly to the mainframe of the Central Sun of the universe. This connects to us through our mainframe, our Central Sun of our heart. So I would like for you to look towards the center of the space of the cavern. And there is a group of smaller crystals, but there's one really bigger shard, and it has a beautiful indigo violet hue to it. Also has some light blue in it. And I would like for you to go ahead and move over to that crystal. And recognize as soon as you think about being there, you are there. And I would like for you to place your hands on this crystal. Again, place your hands. You can do it either physically or you can just do it through your mind's eye. But I do feel like if you put your hands up, you have a greater sense of connection through your own senses. So I would like for you to connect to this prism. And I would like for you to notice that our cosmic stellar brethren that have joined us are also joining. They are joining in their own projection of light, but they are also joining through you. So I want you to feel them energetically flowing through you. And I want you to also recognize that they are there with you in their own projection of consciousness. And on this, from within this prism carries the infinite wisdom of healing, of light. Everything that is accessible from the fifth dimension in terms of what is available for us is contained within this prism. It is being fed right now from the central sun, upgrading the planet. And I would like for you to take a moment and receive from this prism and recognize that everything that is necessary and needed for you is coming through for you. This is being fed through your body of light and integrated into the cellular structure of your organic. And anything that has been causing you physical discomfort, all you have to do is recognize that you are sending it to this crystal for purification, and it is rising up into the central sun of the universe. It is being purified, and you are receiving that energy instantaneously as a purified state of self. And anything that is here for you in terms of an upgrade, in terms of insight, in terms of clarity, you're receiving it through your heart. Shoro kiana umoya. Anaso ashiaru amoyana. Kiaku amoya. We are so grateful. We are so grateful to see each of you, dear beloved souls, in this space, for we are the emissaries of light. We are those that assist this planet in ascension, and we are here with you, communing with you, joining with you in oneness. Shurukuriya muyana ina. Inasa tuya. Feel us joined with you in unity. Feel us joined with you in light, and recognize that you are never doing this alone. Shururu amuyara. Anakia kuma. And the feeling of separation, the feeling of not knowing, the feeling of not fitting in, this is all a state of mind. For in the state of heart, you lack nothing, and you know you lack nothing. But this is an access point that must be continually chosen so that you may receive yourself again and again and again and again through the heart. Sharakumoya ina arakuya siana sotosh. It takes commitment. It takes courage. But all that is here for you is always waiting you. All you must do is choose it. Shanakuyana ina. Once you choose it, you experience it. And right now, this planet is at a very powerful junction point. This planet is at a very powerful split point. And right now, souls are either experiencing from a place of the new realm or a place of the old realm. And you might be experiencing simultaneously, but you're going to start noticing that is that there is a choice that must be made. That availability to experience both, you're going to be pulled more in one direction or more in the other. So that you may fulfill your destiny in the realm that you have chosen. Should you choose the realm of the new earth, we are here to support you. For that is where we reside always, is through the heart, through the light. We reside within oneness. We join with each of you now in harmonic resonance. All that has been necessary and needed in reparations of the physical is almost complete. It is underway. And know that once this is finalized, once you go back to the experience of your choice, whether that be the heart or that be the mind, you will experience what is in motion in either place. If you are in the heart, you will notice much. You will notice much, but it comes from within the self. You will notice much in the other realm, but it comes from outside the self. You will notice many others, maybe much attention, maybe much excitement, but the excitement belongs to the busyness of that realm. This is an anxious excitement. It is not the truth of joy, for joy is not excitedness. That is a busyness of the mind. Celebration of joy comes from within resting and peace. From peace, you know the joy of all that is. From within peace, you know the love of all that is. We are so grateful to have joined you and imparted this message and imparted all that was necessary and needed and requested of you and by you through your higher self. Thank you. Thank you. Adonai. Shorokuriyasana. Now that you have received everything that was necessary and needed for you in this space, I would like for you to take a moment and just give your thanks. Say your farewells to those in the cavern. Know that they are always with you. We're just going to say farewell in this point of experience. They are always with us in the heart. Just giving our thanks for what was received. Eshukuyana ina. And when you are ready, just go ahead and leave the cavern through the gateway. You're going back into the heart. You're traveling slightly upwards from the heart, slightly higher heart, a little bit higher. Now you're just coming back down into the resonance of the baseline heart frequency. Beautiful. I want everyone to be aware that the dynamic of your physical has shifted, and the access of this always comes from where you choose to be. Where you choose to be in terms of your awareness determines what you experience on a cellular level. And if on a cellular level everything is coming to the surface, that's good. That's good. That's good. It's wonderful. You will notice instantaneous healing, but you will also notice instantaneous upheaval. There's probably going to be a lot that comes up to be released, depending on how much you have available for release in this now moment. So if you move through some purging, if you move through some feeling unwell, the best way for you to move through that is to accept that that's a part of the process. And the more that you fight it, the more that you actually resist it from a state of, oh my goodness, what's wrong? I feel bad. Then you're only supporting the cells from a place of stress. Oh my goodness, Leah, that's awesome. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Yes. Definite shift. This has been happening with each of these transmissions in its own way, and it has been so very powerful. And I think that's awesome that you experienced it like that. That's so cool. That's amazing. Oh my gosh, yes. So the throat has been now that I have solidified this timeline, and those of you guys that are more connected to me through these transmissions than those that are not, by the way, if you want to join the Soul Pod, you're welcome to. It's $222 a month and you can make payments, but this stuff happens all the time for us in there. The throat has been really opening up, which means that's also allowing the third eye and the crown to be more active. So what's happening, I'm feeling it as well. It's been really, really, really opening up the last few. There's been some major aspects of purge that have been experienced. I know Mina was going through having a purge, feeling the discomfort of like sore throat and really lethargic, and what we would say in the 3D would be sick, but we're not sick, right? We're just releasing a lot. And it's interesting because simultaneously my mom is sitting in there with a sore throat and sickness. So this is completely shifting everything. It's being experienced in the 3D. It's just the experience of the 3D is through a lens that is restricted and limited. The experience of the 4D just is like, this is just what is. Beautiful, Becca. I love that. Ah, beautiful, Leah. Oh, I love it. I love hearing y'all's experiences. It's so magical. Candace, how are you feeling? If you're still with us, because I know you commented earlier, so I'm gonna ask. Gonna bring you more forward into opening yourself to express, because that is how we continuously move the energy, and we can honor ourselves from a state of being when we open ourselves up to express. Yes, it's such a joyous, isn't it? It's like every time it's like, yay, we chose, and that's the magic of being present in the now and being present in a space that can always be experienced. It's like you don't have to go into the cavern, but that cavern access point comes from the heart. And we enter when we're always present in the heart, it's always joyous. Always. And it's always flow. It can never be nothing. It can never not be flow. So that's why that's been something that's been coming forward so much more recently, is that any points of resistance that are felt is just because you're trying to access what's here through the mind, which is identifying through ego. The heart doesn't identify the self, and it doesn't identify the situation, and it doesn't identify the energy. It just is. There is no identity. There is no sadness or sorrow. There is no anger, aggression. There is joy. We could say there is joy because we're choosing to identify it from a place of happy, but honestly, it just is what is. But that's how we identify what we feel. So when you recognize that joy is here, then it's just like you're always in joy. You're always in love. I don't know if Candace left us when I asked that question, or what. I don't know. Or if she's still here and typing. I don't know. And I do that, Candace, because it's asking you to open yourself up, which might feel like a challenge, but if you don't accept the challenge, then you just remain in that state of fear. So I would love to hear from you more in the lives. That's amazing, Candace. Well, I mean, like, your ego, that's the thing is, like, when you recognize that that's the only way the ego or mind can operate is from aggression or fear, but the heart operates from love. Hael, that's an angel, Leah. That's beautiful. And I think that's amazing, Candace, because it's what it's asking you is just to let go, like let go. So your ego is a part of you. And the exorcism is trying to free you of identifying everything from a state of resistance. Identities hold the vibration of what we believe. And I would love for you to go through this and receive it again. And this time, like, just let go and just love yourself through it. That's amazing, Becca. Yeah. Your ego is the physical projection of the mind. So all of these things that you have been holding on to so tightly, like that inner child that's constantly trying to hide, you've been feeding that inner child that's so fearful with other energy that's fearful, like those interactions with the masculine that are only operating from a place of fear. So when you start to consistently shift into the heart, which I know you are fully capable of doing and you are fully focused on doing, you just surrender. There is no resistance in the heart. None. So in the heart, what this means is a state of being. It's a state of perception. It's also an energetic place. So as you're rising energetically up out of these egoic states of identity, where you identify the masculine or you identify the feminine from a place that is so, that's just so aggressive. That's so full of trauma. When you can just release identifying that, then you can just say, that's just That's just this person with this name. They don't have to hold such significance for you, because of the significance they hold for you is in relation to that part of you that you're still holding on to within yourself. So you can let go right now. It's not even a process. Letting go is not a process. It happens right now. It happens right now. When you say, I surrender, then you're there. And if you feel resistance to surrendering, it's your mind not wanting you to let go, but you continuously in the now moment, surrender. So, and when you go into surrender, it's quite literally just accepting. It's accepting that everything is exactly as it is. The only thing that shifts is where you're focused and the lens that you're focused through, how you see yourself, how you see the world, how you identify yourself, how you identify the world. And but it's not just saying it. It's also saying it. It is saying it. But I want you to, you're still resisting surrender. Surrender is just accepting that you accept all aspects of you right now. That's how you let them go, is you no longer specifically choose one title, one identity of self. The process is just always returning in the now moment, always returning to acceptance, being grateful for whatever you're shown, instead of being mad at it, instead of being angry at it, instead of being sad about it, just accepting it. It is. When it comes to your awareness, you say, okay, thank you for showing me where I've been operating. Like, that's why you were shown the ego, is because that's where everyone operates until you're free of it. And you're free of it when you no longer identify. When you're also no longer caught up in the busyness of the 3D. You've got this, Candace. You've got this. It's like you push, every time you come up on this threshold, it's like this is for everyone. You push and you push and you push until finally you break through. Finally words that I'm saying have meaning to you because you experience them from your own now moment. Like how you're meant to experience them for you. So I'm really proud. I'm really proud of each of you. Like I was saying, because I know, like, Becca joined a little bit later, the group space, energetically, I've released everyone's energy. You're still here, obviously, you're still receiving, but this is asking you to be more responsible, fully responsible for your energy, fully responsible as always for your choices. And as you guys heard in the transmission, there are 2 realms available, and now it's even more noticeable. Like, we're not just flirting between 3D and 4D. We're either here or here. Energetically, we have had such a big rift, such a big split now, that energetically you're either going to be mostly in one or mostly in the other. Whatever that in between is where you're feeling more pulled to go. And if you're feeling more pulled to go back into the 3D realm, then you're just, maybe you feel like you need to be fulfilling something there, and that could keep you stuck there. But just keep in mind that that's your destiny right now. Your destiny over here is coming from a place of nothing that ever has been. It's all new all the time. And when you move through this, and yes, absolutely, Candace, and I know what I say triggers and challenges you, but that's what I'm here for. that's what this is about. It's yeah. So, but what's in the 4D and what's in the 5D there can be nothing coming. There's nothing in the 4D and nothing in the 5D that has existed in the 3D. No timelines, no identities, no fulfillment of self. Absolutely nothing energetically that has been is over here, because it's all been purified. So That's what this process is all about, is so that you can be fully energetically present in the now moment from a place of self that holds no identity. That's, when I speak about a legacy of love, that is a fully that's a fully complete soul self that is offering from within. That's your legacy of love. It is not, because I offer from within. I just invite you guys. I open it up. I open up the space, and I hold the space. But it's me. It's what I'm doing. It's my process, and through that I guide and I offer from within. Everything that is happening when I speak is happening within, and so it's definitely now there. That's why this choice has got to be. That's why I say, are you willing to let go of everything energetically that is keeping you identified as something in the old world? Because you have to release it so that it can be purified. You have to release that energetic connection. If you feed energy into it consistently after you've already fulfilled it, you're just keeping the past alive through you. And that's why there can be no story that is continuously in motion through you in the old world that can come into the new world. Amazing. 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 And that's why, like, you guys come into this space because you need, like, you're desiring to know yourself from this space, but also so that you can consistently be present in the now, because that's where I'm going to bring you back to every time, is what's here now. What's here now? What's here now? And what's here now is not something that you did an hour ago. It's not something that you did yesterday, and it's not something you did a year ago. If something you did a year ago is in motion right now, then you're still in the past. Although it's still flowing through you energetically, but that's where you're choosing to identify. So that's what I mean. It's energy that is attempting to remain in a state of now, new. It doesn't mean you have to create something from it within that identity either. It just means accept it, you experienced it, it's done. And allow yourself to see. Like, if you have not taken an opportunity to disconnect yourself and walk away from how you have been interacting with other people, how you've been interacting with your own reality, and I mean truly letting go of everything, you're still connected to that. So yeah. So I love you guys. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for you being here. The space is even more free. It's even more open now. It's just, I feel better than I ever have. And this time of the month would not be a time I would say that usually, because I would be experiencing the lower densities or the aspects of the feminine from a place of discomfort and distortion because of the monthly bleed. But I'm not, because I don't identify with that in a space that says, well, that's what I have to be every month, or that's what I have to do, or that's what's gonna happen. It's just however the energy chooses to move through me is exactly how it chooses to move through me. I'm present right here, right now. And there is absolutely nothing in my external reality that holds more value than being inwardly all the time. Being fully present in the now. There is absolutely nothing. No person, no place, no thing. And that's even in regards to Bruiser, regards to family, it doesn't matter. They hold, that I don't place the value on that anymore. The value comes from within me, and everything flows according to that. So, but I think there's the one thing that's been coming up is that a lot, even those here in the space, those not in the space, of course, there's a lot there's still aspects of what I talk about that you guys think you're experiencing it. It's coming for you. You think you're experiencing it from a place of 4D, but I still feel your attachments. Like I still feel and the identities that are calling you back down in to the timelines in the old world. Like, but that's why this space is here, and that's why we're doing it, is so that you can begin to express and understand what it's like to exist within that state of freedom. And the more that you let go, the more that you let go of everything, including the space. Doesn't mean that you don't come and be a part of this space, but it means that you don't operate from a need of repeating. I suppose you come with an understanding that it's an experience of energy through you, and the only way that you can experience the energy in the words that you say comes from a state of flow. Flow is, it's just a word until you're fully present within it. And when you're fully present within it, you're not connecting to everything outside of you all the time. So that's amazing, Leah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I remember that from your message. That was amazing. Amazing. And yeah, so I'm excited because that's, when I say that so that you guys are aware, not because there's not an opportunity or because you can't, you must continuously choose to not identify through a self that can only identify with words that are in an energy of limitation. So if you are still connecting to a self by choice, conscious choice, like you know that this version of self has already been experienced. You know that whatever it was that brought you to this moment of fulfillment, it's already been fulfilled. And if you're still choosing to fulfill yourself through it, then you're living consciously through conscious choice in the past, which is not flow. So that's the biggest thing that keeps coming through. That's why I keep repeating it. It's just, that's the biggest thing right now. And I know for some of you that have just begun this journey, it's going to take a minute for some of the things I say to click and fall in place. But you will find yourself within that, and it will click. You already are. But you will catch up to that as soon as you're ready. Like as soon as you have the capacity to meet yourself in that energy. Energy can only meet you where you are. A whole, complete, healthy self exists in the now, in the flow. It doesn't exist anywhere else. And that's why I say that I'm always here, and I invite each of you to be here with me. And everything that I'm bringing through calls you back into that. It calls you back into that, always. So where do you feel like you're holding resistance? That's my question. And if you would like to put it into the comments, please do. I'm going to wrap on that. Was it just 222? It was, wasn't it? That's cool, Candace. Thank you. It is. Well, and it's not just about what you should be saying. It's when you recognize that it's here, you recognize that it's here. You meet yourself there when it's able to solidify for you, which means when these words come through you energetically from wherever you are energetically, and wherever your awareness, if your awareness is always trying to chase the words to make sense, then they can't solidify through you, which means you're trying to identify the words. They will show up and hold that experience, they will hold that experience through you. So everything is here now. Everything is here now. When you consistently release the need to be present and connected through others energetically, then you're always in the now. That need and necessity for the attention of others, as you start releasing that, it brings you even more back into flow. And also how you identify the world and yourself plays a big part in it. So how you speak, what you say, what you believe, how you identify the energy, all of this determines how you experience the now. So I hope today has offered you some extra magic, some extra lightness, some extra feeling of joy and being, that how you speak and the words that you say, it shows you how you are viewing yourself and how you are viewing the world around you. And not just that, it also energetically behind that, it allows me to see, oh, hi, squirrel. Oh my goodness, he just came down right here next to me. Oh, hi. Normally they don't come that close. He was just like right here. He was, where is it? Right here next to me. So this is all absolutely a process. Absolutely. But I don't want people to use it's a process as an excuse not to take responsibility for owning what you are by accepting what you are. Just accepting all of these aspects of you instead of resisting them, accepting that you have everything that you need. There is no one outside of you that has what you need but you. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for receiving. I am going to spend the rest of the day off my phone. That's why I drop in and I drop this stuff, is so that everything that's here now is here right now. It's here serving you right now. So allow yourself to move through it and to recognize it and to surrender. And Candace, thank you. Thank you for giving your feedback, and thank you for allowing me to speak into it. Thank you for receiving it. Thank you for each of you, but mostly her, because she doesn't normally speak up. Thank you. And that's where our power comes from, is because it if you're triggered through my response, it's like, yeah, that's you need to recognize and just accept that. Like, you're triggered because the mind is the one that's you're letting the mind and the beliefs control, which the mind is always going to be triggered from the heart. It's always going to be. And that's exactly what's meant to happen, so that you can shift. So if you need anything, please let me know, Candace. Like, that's what I'm here for. Reach out and let me know. If you're notice how I'm able to assist in shifting the perception. It might not be easy to receive because the resistance of the mind right now, but if you accept it, just as if you accept where you're at, then it makes it easier. It's like, okay, so that's where I'm at. Wonderful. This is where I can shift myself so that it can make it a little bit easier. And it will feel easier. But if you resist it just because you feel a certain way about it, then you're just resisting your own ability to flow. Because it's like, I'm triggered. That makes me feel uncomfortable. Yeah, the mind's going to feel uncomfortable because the heart's saying, you need to open up more. You need to surrender. You're not in control. You're so very welcome. We love you. I love each of you so very much. And I'm so grateful to have you joining and have you receiving always. Remember, whatever you choose, the space is here to support you. If your destiny is still going to be to fulfill the timelines, that is your choice, always. If your destiny is to release the timelines and come into the one timeline, that is your choice, always. Either way, I open the space with love and I honor whatever your choice is. And I'm here to assist. If you want assistance in shifting more, I'm here to assist directly. If you're having a difficult time, then of course let me know. Okay, I love you so much. I love you guys so much. I'm not for sure if I'll be live tomorrow. We'll see. Either way, you guys know I'll let you know. Until then, Adonai.